Let's talk about one of the most raw and honest breakup songs ever written, Pearl Jam's Black. This isn't just a song about heartbreak, it's about what happens when love leaves a permanent mark. No cliches, no sugarcoating, just real, unfiltered emotion. If you've ever loved deeply and lost, you'll understand why these lyrics still hit so hard decades later. Let's break it down. The opening lines, sheets of empty canvas, untouched sheets of clay, immediately set up a sense of emptiness and potential. A blank canvas is something waiting to be filled, just like untouched clay is ready to be shaped. But right now, they're just empty. This could symbolize the person's life before this relationship, full of possibility, or maybe how things feel after the relationship now that something meaningful is gone. The imagery is artistic, almost fragile, like the relationship itself was something delicate that could be molded or ruined. Then comes her lace spread out before me as her body once did, which is a really vivid and intimate line. Lace is soft, intricate, and often associated with clothing or something personal, maybe even bed sheets. The comparison to her body suggests a deep physical and emotional closeness that's now just a memory. The way it's phrased, as her body once did, makes it clear that this is something lost, not present. It's nostalgic, maybe even painful, because he's remembering how things were versus how they are now. The next line, all five horizons revolved around her soul, as the earth to the sun, is a huge metaphor for how central this person was to his world. The five horizons thing is interesting. Normally, we think of four directions: north, south, east, west. So five might imply something beyond the usual, maybe even spiritual. She wasn't just part of his world, she was his world, the way the earth depends on the sun. This is a love that felt cosmic, essential for survival. Finally, now the air I tasted and breathed has taken a turn, suggests that even the most basic, everyday things, like breathing, feel different now. Air is something we don't even think about until it's gone or polluted, and now it's changed for him. This could mean that after losing her, nothing feels the same. Life itself has a different taste, and not in a good way. It's a really powerful way to say that heartbreak doesn't just affect emotions, it changes your entire reality. Overall, this verse paints a picture of a love that was all consuming, almost like the speaker's entire existence revolved around this person. Now that she's gone, there's emptiness, nostalgia, and a world that feels off balance. The imagery is beautiful but heartbreaking, full of contrasts between what was and what is now. Pre-chorus starts with "Ooh, and all I taught her was everything," which is a loaded line. On one level, it sounds like the speaker gave this person all his knowledge, his experiences, maybe even his love, everything he had to offer. But there's also a hint of regret or self-doubt here. The way it's phrased makes it seem like he's questioning whether what he gave was enough or if it even mattered in the end. Then comes, "For all I know, she gave me all that she wore," which is a really interesting metaphor. All that she wore could mean her clothes, symbolizing vulnerability, intimacy, or even her outer self. But it might also be wordplay, like "all that she bore," as in carried emotionally. Either way, it feels like she gave him everything she had too. There's a sense of mutual giving, but also loss, because despite all that exchange, the relationship still fell apart. Pre-chorus 2 shifts into darker, more chaotic emotions with "all the twisted thoughts that spin round my head." This is where the pain really kicks in. He's not just sad, he's tormented. The word twisted suggests these thoughts are painful, maybe even obsessive, going in circles without resolution. When he says, I'm spinning, oh, I'm spinning, it's like he's lost control, drowning in his own mind. The repetition drives home how overwhelming this feeling is. It's not just a passing sadness, it's consuming him. Then comes the gut punchline, how quick the sun can drop away. This ties back to the earlier metaphor in verse 1, where the woman was like the sun to his earth. Now, just like a sunset, everything went dark suddenly. The word quick makes it feel abrupt, like he didn't see it coming, and that makes the pain even sharper. One moment, his world was bright and full of life. The next, it's gone. It's a powerful way to describe how love can vanish in what feels like an instant, leaving you in emotional darkness. Together, these pre-choruses show the aftermath of the relationship. First, the reflection on what they shared, all I taught her, she gave me all. And then the brutal spiral of grief and confusion that follows when it's over. The lyrics move from quiet regret to total emotional chaos, mirroring how heartbreak can start as sadness and then completely overtake you. It's raw, real, and painfully relatable. The chorus kicks off with, and now my bitter hands shake beneath the clouds of what was everything, which is a vivid image of grief and regret. Bitter hands suggests anger, frustration, or even self blame, like he's left with nothing but the sour aftertaste of what once was. The shaking could be from sadness, rage, or just the sheer exhaustion of holding on to pain. The clouds of what was everything makes it feel like the memories of the relationship loom over him, heavy and suffocating. It's not just that he lost something, he lost everything, the center of his world, and now it's like a storm hanging over him. Then comes all the pictures have all been washed in black, which is one of the most striking lines in the song. Pictures usually preserve happy memories, but here they've been ruined, stained, or maybe even erased. Washed in black could mean they're darkened by grief, or that the color has been drained from them, leaving only emptiness. It's like every good memory has been poisoned by loss. The repetition of tattooed everything is intense. Tattoos are permanent, and this suggests that the pain, the love, the memories are all inked into him forever. He can't scrub them away. They are part of him now, for better or worse. In chorus 2, the imagery gets even more visceral with, and now my bitter hands cradle broken glass of what was everything. This is next level pain. Cradling broken glass is a metaphor for holding on to something that's now sharp and dangerous. Maybe the shattered remains of the relationship. It's a self destructive image, like he's clinging to the wreckage even though it's cutting him up. The repetition of what was everything drives home how total the loss feels. This wasn't just a breakup, it was the collapse of his entire emotional universe. The chorus repeats, all the pictures have all been washed in black, tattooed everything, reinforcing the idea that the past is both ruined and inescapable. The word tattooed is key here. It's not just that he remembers her, it's that the experience has marked him in a way that can't be undone. Even if he moves on, the scars or ink remain. Put together, these choruses paint a picture of heartbreak that's all consuming. It's not just sadness, it's bitterness, regret, and a kind of emotional violence where every memory is now a wound. The contrast between what was, everything, and what is broken glass, blackened pictures is brutal. It's like the song is saying, love can be so huge that when it's gone, it doesn't just leave emptiness, it leaves permanent damage. The verse opens with, I take a walk outside. I'm surrounded by some kids at play, which at first seems like a mundane, almost peaceful scene. The speaker steps out into the world, trying to move forward, and stumbles upon this innocent, joyful moment. Kids laughing, carefree, completely untouched by the kind of pain he's feeling. But instead of lifting his spirits, it twists into something painful. I can feel their laughter, so why do I see her? Is where the emotional bomb drops. The laughter should be contagious, but instead of being pulled into their happiness, he's yanked back into his grief. The key here is the disconnect between what he feels, the kid's laughter, and what he sees, her. It's like his brain can't let go even for a second. No matter where he goes or what he does, she's there hunting him. The fact that it happens in such an ordinary, happy moment makes it even worse. It shows there's no escape, not even in the most innocent places. The contrast between the kid's playfulness and his inner torment is brutal. They're living in the present, he's stuck in the past, unable to shake her memory even when surrounded by life moving on without him. This verse also highlights how grief warps perception. The kid's laughter doesn't bring him back to reality. It just becomes another trigger, another reminder of what he's lost. It's a perfect snapshot of how heartbreak can make the whole world feel like a minefield where even the happiest moments just underline the absence of the person you're missing. The simplicity of the lyrics makes it hit harder. There's no dramatic metaphor here, just raw, unfiltered pain. He's not writing poetry. He's barely holding it together. The post-chorus serves as a raw, unfiltered summary of the song's emotional devastation, distilling the entire narrative into a few crushing lines. All the love gone bad turned my world to black is the ultimate confession of how love's collapse doesn't just fade, it actively poisons everything. The phrase, gone bad, makes it sound like something that once was sweet has now rotted, curdling into something toxic. This isn't just sadness. It's the realization that was once beautiful has become destructive. When he says it turned my world to black, it's not just a metaphor for depression. It's like the love itself was the light source, and without it, there's no color, no life, just an all consuming void. Then comes tattooed all I see, all that I am, all that I'll be, which takes the permanence of pain to another level. Earlier, the chorus mentioned memories being tattooed everything, but now it's expanded. It's not just the past that's marked by this loss, but his present perception, all I see, his identity, all that I am, and even his future, all that I'll be. This is the defining tragedy of the song. The relationship isn't just over, it has rewritten his entire existence. The word tattooed suggests something indelible, inescapable, like he's been branded by this love, and no amount of time or healing will remove it. The yeah and uh-huh that follow aren't just filler. They're the sound of someone too exhausted to articulate the depth of their pain anymore. It's a resigned sigh, a muted acknowledgement that this is his reality now. There's no fiery outburst here, just a hollow acceptance that this blackened world is permanent. What makes this section so powerful is its scope. It starts with the love itself decaying, gone bad, then shows how it corrupts his entire reality, world to black. and finally reveals that the damage isn't temporary but etched into his very being. This isn't just a breakup, it's an annihilation of self where every aspect of life is now stained by absence. The post chorus doesn't just echo the song's themes, it engraves them into stone. The bridge is one of the most emotionally devastating moments in the song, where the speaker's pain shifts from brooding sorrow to raw, desperate longing. It begins with a bittersweet acknowledgement. I know someday you'll have a beautiful life. I know you'll be a star in somebody else's sky. On the surface, this sounds like a mature, selfless wish for their happiness. But the undercurrent is pure anguish. He's admitting that she'll move on, thrive, and shine brightly, just not for him. The imagery of her being a star in somebody else's sky is especially gutting. It means she'll light up another person's world the way she once did his, and he's painfully aware he'll be left in the dark. Then comes the repeated, but why, why? Why can it be? Oh, can it be mine? The emotional core of the entire song. This is where the facade of acceptance crumbles and the childish, primal unfairness of heartbreak spills out. The repetition of why isn't just confusion, it's a plea, almost like he's arguing with the universe. He knows logically that she'll move on, but his heart can't reconcile it. The line, can't it be mine, is particularly crushing. It's not just about wanting her back, but about the sheer injustice of loving someone deeply and still losing them. There's a helplessness here, as if he's realizing love isn't enough to make someone stay. The wordless vocalizations that follow aren't just musical filler. They're the sound of someone too overwhelmed to articulate their grief anymore. Words fail, and all that's left are wordless cries of pain. It's the musical equivalent of choking up, where emotion swallows language. This bridge captures the duality of heartbreak. The rational part of you knows the other person will be happy without you, but the wounded part screams, why not me? It's a moment of naked vulnerability where the person stops hiding behind metaphors and just lays bare his despair. The shift from poetic imagery, star in somebody else's sky, to the raw, repetitive why mirrors how grief often oscillates between profound realizations and simple, unanswerable pain. By the end, you're left with the unshakable sense that some losses never fully heal, they just become quieter.